And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the EWC Esports World Cup Korea Open Qualifier number 2. Welcome back to our first qualifying match of the broadcast. We have our first best of 5 to determine who will advance on into the closed qualifier. And spawning in the right-hand corner of ley lines, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Team Vitality. It is Ryung. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Pink Protoss, representing among SC2 people. It is a prome. And here we go. If you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamma time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat. Coming into this, I'll be honest, Ryung is going to be the favorite player, but I was expecting a different series. I was getting ready for something very different here. For those who do not know, DRG, Dongwei-gu, he has been on hiatus. He did take a break from the game, especially post EWC during the off season, but he came back. And what did he come back for? DRG, he came back for the GSL Season 1 and Season 2 qualifiers, and honestly, DRG was not looking bad at all. Like, DRG, he was looking relatively, I mean, I was surprised here by his results. I think he'd be Cure in the qualifier, did go down in the rematch, but like DRG, he had some crazy results considering how inactive DRG has been. So coming into this qualifier, I was expecting a ZVT, I was expecting Ryung and DRG, but Prome says no. And Prome, he does of course the upset, takes down Dongwei-gu 2-0. How exactly? I mean, I wanted to cover this series, but I missed that, unfortunately. And I'm curious to see how this matchup does unfold and what Prome brings to the table. Now, Prome, for those of you that are unaware, he is an active player, but less so in StarCraft 2, more so in StarCraft Evolution. I've casted Prome many times in StarCraft Evolution. I think I maybe casted him once in StarCraft 2, so because of that, I'm curious to see how he compares. I do still favor these other players. Prome, he's more of like an up-and-coming Code A player. I should say that. I should emphasize that as well. Prome, he's along the level of players like Lunacy, like Ateshi, like Rebellion, like Hormono, Quanta, 3-Point. Those are the caliber of players that Prome is amongst. But still, for him to take down DRG 2-0 is crazy impressive, and I want to see how he compares to someone like Ryung. Let's go. Here we go. SS low run. Oh, hello, good morning. Oh, I slept 9 hours. Oh, you're an animal. You're an animal. SMH my head. Anything more than 4 hours, you're pushing it, baby. You're pushing it. Crazy. For the time being, though, we do have initial openers here. The boys being pulled for a moment. One probe does go down. Stalker has arrived, and we do get a second probe. And nicely done here by Ryung. Takes down 2 workers. Back at home, we do have our 1-1-1 follow-up here. Of course, Ryung setting up his own natural base. Prome moving into attempt to delay. Attempt to wreak some havoc, but the Cyclone is in position. And we'll hunt down the Adept. A nice catch. Nice catch on the Adept. Behind this Twilight Council opener into Blink. How many gateways so far? I believe a 3-gate setup. Yeah, 3-gate Blink out of Prome. Ryung is moving out. Ryung is being active. Setting up for the mine drop. Behind this, going for his own 3-1-1 setup, building up his bio tank. Here we go. He's back already? Yeah, let's go. I mean, I'll be honest, I do plan on going straight to bed after this qualifier. Like, after this cast, I plan on going straight back to bed and then sleeping for like another 3 hours and then casting the European qualifier. Ooh. As we do at least deny some mining time here, but the Widow Mines are cleaned up. So far, good reactions by Prome. Does minimize losses, time to move out, and how many gateways here? Still that 3-gate setup. Not too aggressive, not too assertive. Is still pushing, don't get me wrong. Is still making that Warp Prism, and he's looking to contain, potentially looking to pick up some key units here. The main base is looking exposed. We have the tank, we have the bunker. Ryung looking more secure here at the natural. But what about the main? The main is my concern. Oh, as prome, he does delay the bunker. He will delay. Doesn't quite commit. We can see Ryung already here for the mine drop. Waiting for the Reaper. Prome, he does expand, claims the third base, but now he will soon have high ground vision. And again, the main base still looking very vulnerable. There is a tank covering the ramp, covering the at least southern half of the main. What about the northern half? What about the mineral line? What about the SCVs? What are we going for? Mine drop comes back in. Oh, got 3 probes. 3 workers go down. Prome does make it to the main. Another tank has arrived, and this time it will cover the mineral line for the most part. Tank boy's going up. Ooh, Prism taking a lot of hits. Oh, but taking... no! Get out of here! Oh my god. Prism does take a lot of hits, does survive. Meanwhile, the Raven did get sniped. Did snipe the Raven. Prome pulls out, pulls away. And Prome does hold his own. Does hold his own. Claiming his third base. Of course, Ryung is aware. And Ryung, he's just trying to turtle up on 2 bases, waiting for his upgrades before breaking out. And again, this is a more traditional form of TvP. I'll be honest, in the last month of TvP, we have seen so many 2-base all-ins. I'll be honest, this is refreshing. This is refreshing here from Ryung, just going for a third TC, going for a later sim timing, building up his tanks, and securing himself instead. A bit of a slower style here by Ryung, but solid nonetheless. Ryung going for some drop play. Does move out with a double drop. Likewise, Prome from here should be taking up, I was going to say into charge into +1, but no, he's going for a Bay first. Interesting. Again, this is a little bit more old school from the start of the year, going straight for Colossus. Nowadays, because all-ins and aggression have been so popular, it is, or this has been phased out of the meta, referring to going straight into Colossus, just because it takes a lot longer for them to come online. Currently, it is safer to go into charge first, then into Colossus. So this is a little bit risky here. Prome is vulnerable as a result. Oh wait, no, charge already done. Never mind. Did get in charge. No upgrades, no forge. Okay, that's all throwing me off. So did get into charge, so he should be safe for the most part. No forge, no upgrades. Meanwhile, double drop into the main. Tries to get into the middle line. No major damage though. Ryung, he breaks out, but Prome, he's in position. Prome, he's ready. And again, thankfully, he did a research charge first, so he does have his zealots ready. Oh, Ryung being cheeky. Almost catching out the Prism. Almost. As Ryung, he does intercept. Oh my god, with 2 Marines, the Prism goes down. Nice pickup. Very nice catch. Ryung, as he breaks out, claims his third base, and now can push. Now he can move out. Of course, Prome, he's aware of the army movement. Oh, bit of a misread. Expecting the army through the center. Does rotate, does respond. Might just going off. Ooh, brutal connections on those charge lots. And Prome, he's going to be in trouble here. GG gets called. Yeah, that is not the fight to take. Ryung, he will overwhelm, and Ryung takes game number 1. Ooh, GG. Again, a very solid game 1 there out of Ryung. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. You know, we had the initial mine drop. He deflected the stalkers, built up towards his sim timing, and then broke out across the map. No committed all in, no pulling the boys, for example, which again has been very trendy amongst players like Bunny, players like Cure, players like Maru, and Byun. Most, if not all, the other big Korean Terrans have all been going for non-stop 2-base all-ins, but here we have Ryung just calming things down, you know, building up, being more defensive, and you know, looking to break out with those stim timings. Again, not like he was all in, he was expanding behind us, he was getting a third base. Ryung taking it easy. Let's go. It's like all these young kids are on a rush, like they're all rushing, but no. So with that, GG well played. Ryung does take a lead in the series, and we'll see how Prome will approach game 2. We'll see how he'll adjust. And when it comes to Prome's play, we saw his 3-gate blink, right? 3-gate blink into a third base, into charge, into Colossus. But alas, he wasn't quite able to catch the army. Ideally, we would prefer to see extra warp ins, a greater presence on the map to catch the army ahead of time as well. But Prome, he wasn't quite able to be as proactive. Doesn't help that he lost his Warpism as well. But we'll see. We'll see how he adjusts coming into Ultra Low. When it comes to the rest of the qualifying matches, this is the first one to begin. So ideally, depending on the length of this match, we can catch a second qualifying match after this as well. If those are curious, there are still no other qualifying matches beginning. I'm keeping an eye on it. So we will be able to jump into those later on. The plan is to at least cover 2. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Team Vitality leading the series 1-0. It is Ryung. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Pink Protoss player. We have the South Korean Protoss representing among SC2 people. It is a prome. We go. As our PvT does continue. And again, we'll see if Prome does go for something more aggressive, something more chaotic. Welcome to Ultra Love. Ultra Love is a much smaller map, known for aggressive plays, known for all-ins as well. Again, the rush system background is shorter. Likewise, there are a lot of avenues of attack. We often do see all-ins rotate between the third base and even in between the bases, wedging themselves in between the natural third and fourth. You can be very assertive here with certain timing attacks, with certain pushes. And already we see an adjustment. Double gas opener here out of Ryung, going for a faster factory. Last game, his opener led into just a mine drop, into a safety cyclone, into nothing too crazy. Here we expect something to see. We expect to see something a little bit more spicy out of Ryung. Double gas, faster factory, delayed CC. And our eyes are going to be on the add-ons. Our eyes are going to be on the add-ons here for Ryung. Meanwhile, Prome, he's been a little more successful in the StarCraft Evolution scene. I would say one of the top Protoss players. I mean, I say one of the top Protosses, you know, just underneath players like Classic and Hero. That's where you get players like Prome, Ateshi, Lunacy, Rebellion. Might even place Prome above them. Hard to say. As there is that factory going straight Tech Lab on the racks. Okay, very assertive here. So you're going for the Tech Lab. I imagine going for an add-on swap. Or are we going Marauder first? Yeah, there we go. Add-on swap. Marauder wouldn't make much sense here with a later command center, so it is going for the add-on swap. So very fast Tech Lab, a very fast Cyclone as a result. Now this could be for additional Cyclones, for 1 and 2 Cyclones into maybe even Cyclone drop play, or we could see Cyclone into early tank production. The Cyclones is nice scouting to be secure, and then just rushing into tanks early on and going for an earlier tank push. We'll see. Likewise, racks can be used to make another add-on. There we go, going for the reactor. Not another Tech Lab. Throwing behind this while I counter opener. Throwing down extra gateways. For the time being, we have a 2-gate setup here for Prome. It's on 2 gateways. Ryung trying to get a scout. Third gateway's on the way. Ryung, he did see the tech. Oh, did not. Never mind. He's a little bit in the dark. Meanwhile, Cyclone opener into Widowmine drop. Interesting setup here. So getting into our follow-up. Some people asking, so Shin, Maru, Classic, Soul have qualified for EWC? Yes, they've all qualified already. Remember, that was the big thing about the about DreamHack Dallas, and that was also important, is that in the top 4 it was purely Koreans, which does mean that these qualifiers are a little bit easier because so many Koreans made it through. And it also makes the European qualifier harder because that's players like Serral, players like, I was gonna say Clem, but Clem, he's already got a seed, but players like Serral, players like Raynor are a part of the Open Qualifier and now the Closed Qualifier as well. So because of the outcome of DreamHack Dallas, again, it makes it easier for the Koreans and more difficult for the Europeans. Like that top 4 at DreamHack Dallas was pretty crucial in regards to EWC. Was pretty crucial. So lastly, we can show Rogue. We might. We might. Depends how things line up. As behind this, Prome just claiming his third base, this time being less aggressive. Remember the previous game, we saw 3-gate blink, and then we saw a commitment across the map with the War Prism. This time, Prome going for a faster third base instead, being more defensive, skipping war pins, and just chilling out back at home. Meanwhile, Ryung has been building up on 2 bases. Has been taking a more conservative approach here. He's ready for aggression. He has his wall. But I do like Prome's position a lot more than last game, for example. Here, again, he's being more greedy. He's going for a faster base. Now he's saturating. Likewise, +1 in charge. This is a much more standard follow-up here. Not just the charge, but also the forge and +1. Prome now is being active. Ideally just to contain, just to deny and get scouts on any kind of move out. Stalker's in position. And speaking of move outs, we should soon be seeing that from Ryung once Stim finishes. Basically, he's stuck at home until Stim does complete, and then he can break out and expand. And then push. As Prome claims the 4th. Really fast 4th base out of Prome. I mean, remember, Ryung, he doesn't even have a 3rd. It's not even complete at this point. So really fast 4th base. And Prome, he's already amassing Zealots. And already, like, I'm liking this position so much more than last game. Prome, he's got the charge lots, he's got the Stalkers, he is ready. But he does miss the move outs. Uh-oh. Ryung, he does sneak out across the map. Reaper does distract. Yo, meanwhile, shout out to SW Pro Gab. I mean, yeah, thanks so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream, hope you had a great ladder session, hope you had a great time, and welcome to the second Open Qualifier for the Korea region for EWC. We're in our second series. We're in a qualifying match, best of 5. In our best of 5, Ryung pulling away. Prome setting up in the center. And again, Prome, he wants Ryung to push. He's ready to just engulf an army. He's shocking around. Ryung taking it slow, claiming a 3rd CC. Setting up his Widow Mines. I mean, again, Ryung, he did spot the army with the Reaper. Pick out. As turret goes up. Turret does go up. Nice catch. Prome has to get the hell out of here. I mean, charges are good, but not when they are stripped of their armor, so they have to pull away. Behind this, Prome claiming his 4th, getting fully saturated. At this point, we could even take a 5th base. Prome on a very light gas count. You see no gases here at the 4th, no gas at the 3rd, only 1 gas at the natural, so just a heavy reliance on Zealots. It's gonna be a lot of charge lots. And here comes Ryung. Missile goes up. Missile goes up. Prome breaking out. Oh, sorry, I should say Ryung breaking out. Ooh, and the missiles are brutal. Yeah, again, Prome just cannot engage. They're not so high. Oh my god, they're non-stop turrets, I should say. Yeah, the missile turrets do go up. Anti-armor missiles, I should say. And missiles, they connect, the base goes down, and he just cannot engage. Not like this, not into this kind of minefield. Widow Mines are set. Ryung, he's out of energy. Okay, no more anti-missile. No more missiles out of Ryung. Mineral line goes down. Charge as he goes for the dive. Oh my god. And how good are the matches going to be? So far they've been decent. Yeah, the Zealots, they're falling one after the other. The tanks, they hold their ground. And Ryung, he will claim the fight. He will overwhelm. Takes down all the sentries. Takes down all the Zealots. Sims on in and going for the Stalkers. And Prome, he will crumble here. He just cannot engage. Not like this. Ideally, he wants to fight out in the open, but not here defensively. Not with his back against the wall. And with that, Ryung, he'll just snowball out of control. He will snowball out of control. He'll bust on through. And with that, GG gets called. Ryung, he will overwhelm. And Ryung takes game number 2, extending his lead in the series. GG. Oh my god. Again, Ryung, once again, just a slower approach here. I was preferring Prome's position compared to game 1. I was liking his economy, his setup as well, but unfortunately that kind of army out of Prome ideally wants to catch the army out in the open, ideally wants to collapse on the army from multiple angles, almost a surround or at least a flank, but we saw that he wasn't quite able to catch the army. Ryung, he got across the map. Again, so far the anti-arm missiles, they were, I kept saying missile turrets, but the anti-arm missiles, they were on point. Oh, they were on point. They were able to just zone Prome away time and time again. And with that, GG. With that, GG will play. Ryung will take a 2-0 lead. Now we're jumping into game number 3. Can Prome bounce back? Can he recover? Can he make a series out of this? Let's go. Let's find out. Let us find out. See some more people asking in the chat, who is Prome? Really, if you're asking the question, who is Prome, you should be asking the question, why am I not watching more CranKy Ducklings? Aye. And to be fair, like, if you're not watching StarCraft Evolution, like, that's typically where we see players like Prome, players like 3 Points, players like Adeshi, for example. Again, much more prevalent in StarCraft Evolution. Does play every now and then in Sparkling Tuna Cups, for example. So if you tune into Sparkling Tuna Cups, you may have seen Prome on the bracket or even on our broadcasts. But yes, he's less active in StarCraft 2 tournaments. That is true. He's less active in StarCraft 2 tournaments, but still a strong player in his own right. And I agree, though, that it was a surprise to see him take down DRG. Very much so surprised to see that occur. Not too sure what transpired in those games. I did miss out on those lobbies, unfortunately. But here we go. We're jumping to game number 3 and spawning in the top left-hand corner. Top left-hand corner here of Pylon. We have our South Korean Terran player. We have our Red Terran representing Team Vitality. It is Ryung. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the pink Protoss player, the South Korean Protoss, down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can make a series out of this. He is up against the wall here. No more missteps, no more mistakes. It is a Prome. Okay. Kelza versus Scarlet was such a banger. Want to see other matches? Yeah, there were some really good matches there. We covered a lot of Cham, and there were some bangers, 100%. When it comes to the Americas qualifier, 100%. Really good matches. Here we go. And so far we do have our openers here once again, double gas into a faster factory. We saw that Ryung, he was relatively tame when it comes to his follow-up here. If you recall, he went into a safety cyclone, into mine drop, into early tanks, into just a defensive position on 2 bases, into slowly getting a third. We've seen this kind of style out of Ryung twice now, and Prome has been adjusting. And again, I was preferring his setup here in game number 2 more so than game 1, of course, but he just couldn't engage. The problem there was he couldn't really engage ahead of time. He was unable to set up a run by or a counterattack to try to delay the push and force Ryung back home. Unfortunately, he just wasn't able to quite make use of that army the way that I was hoping he would. With that, Ryung takes a lead, or extends a lead, and one more game is all he needs to make it through into the closed qualifier. Same setup once again: Tech Lab on the racks, into Atom Swap, into Safety Cyclone, into Starport. We're looking for a reactor here, into Widowmine follow-up. So we saw last game. Meanwhile, prome going for a Twilight Council. Once again, Twilight Council opener, which is a safe way to open up. And again, it isn't the early game that's been tripping prome up. It's been the mid game. It's been these the eventual breakouts, the eventual stim timing of Ryung. Yep, there's the reactor, same build, same setup. No reason for Ryung to adjust, as we're going for the same thing. Here we go. We are setting up. Once again, going into the follow-up Widow Mine drop. So again, the same setup, the same build here by Ryung. You know, prome rushing into interesting, going for a much earlier charge timing. Okay. Prome once again taking a very different approach. Prism is on the way. This is going to be hyper committed, hyper aggressive from prome, rushing into charge, rushing the Prism, rushing across the map. How many gateways? So far, 5, 6 gateways here on 2 bases. We're going for a 6-gate charge move out, or I would say all in at this point. So I say 6, 7, show us 8. We're waiting for the 8-gate setup here. That's a lot of gateways. And that's going to be a lot of charge lots. Here we go. Ryung dips in. He does see the gateways. We see some at least. He doesn't get full eyes on what's going on. Mine drop into the natural. The Widow Mines. Mine just going up. 3 probes. 3 workers do go down. Ryung, he sees no gases, sees no gateways at the ramp or at the wall, but he doesn't see everything. There's still so many more gates here that are unaccounted for. Ryung back in home, bunker at the natural, which is standard. Bunker, tank setup as well. Now, can prome break this position? Right? Can he break the natural? It's not going to be easy here. As the mine drop comes back in. And probe's going to be going down. Get the Prism towards the main. Prime poking in. Ooh, the observer does fall. Prism into the main. Prime moving in 7 zealots at a time. Does try to commit. But again, the SimCity here is brutal. They have to go the other way around. The boys are being pulled and the tank is safe. Yeah, the tank is safe here behind us. We'll just shut down those zealots. Does force some friendly fire. 10 SCVs go down. So it does deal some economic damage. Likewise, going for another warp in. Another 7 zealots. Tanks are repositioning. And the zealots, they can't quite engage. Yeah, the defenses here are too good. I mean, he's getting SCVs. 15. Not bad. Hey, getting on top of the tank. Okay. Getting on top of the tank. 21 SCVs going down. Prome, he's getting damage done. Let's go. 23. 25. 25 workers. Ay. Ryung down to 18. Barely an economy. That's what one base mining, if that's 20 SCVs left. And Prome expands. Prome needs to come down. He expands, gets a 3rd. He's going to double the worker count. He can now start taking gases. Blink is now on the way. From here, we can work towards a forge, work towards upgrades, and prome looking good. Let's go. It's looking good here. So you see Ryung trying to turtle back up. But Ryung has a ways to go. This will allow prome to expand. Now, hopefully he's not too greedy. My concern moving forward here is that Ryung commits to a 2-base all in, right? Like, Ryung, he is behind. He lost so many workers. It would make sense for him to just send it across the map. So prome has to be careful not to be too greedy. What are we missing? What are we waiting for? Robo. Robo is done. Do we go for the bay? He's going double forge. Interesting. Double forge, double upgrades. +1 has begun. Now, this does mean that any kind of splash damage is going to be delayed. Meanwhile, nice catch. Does he get the Prism? One more volley. Ooh, Prism goes down. Okay. Ryung. Nice pick off. The comeback, it's beginning. Not there yet, but he's getting there. Also, prome, he's missing probe cycles. 2 workers go down, but prome, his worker count here is like, we spoke earlier at the end of the aggression he had 40 workers. Now he's on 43. Like, he's missing macro cycles here. Yeah, not making probes. And here we go. Here comes the 2-base all-in. The all-in is upon us. Prome building up his charge lots. And with the SCVs in position, Ryung can still take this fight. Yeah, SCV's a tank. Zelt's going down. Tank boys as well. Chasing back the army. There are force fields. And he locks down the SCVs at least. A handful of Marines. Last Ryung, he is set up. And he's set up behind this. Still breaking out, still pushing forward. Prime getting ready to top of the ramp. Again, Prime still has the arm, but oh, the missile target goes off. God damn it. Anti-arm missile even. Yeah, the missile does go off. Zoning back the army. The Dorito cannon, there you go. Meanwhile, Ryung, he's aware of the army, throws down those bunkers, luring the zone away. Base is under fire, Zelt's to collapse in. The mine's just going off, tanks are exposed. And the tanks are going to be going down. He gets one. Nice kiting here from Ryung, making use of that force field. Star steps in, takes out every single Zelt. We have more Zelts on the way. And Ryung looks like he barely has enough. He takes out all the charge lots. Ay, ay, ay. The 2-base all-in will overwhelm. Ryung is pushing forward. And what is there left? Prome, he had such a good start. Ryung, he went down to 18 SCVs. He went down to 18. But Prome, he could not keep up. Not like this. No splash damage. Likewise, limited income as well, limited warpins. And Ryung going for the third. Catching out more workers, crippling Prome and knocking him down to a 1-base setup. Meanwhile, Ryung is on 14 SCVs, by the way. I mean, he did pull the boys. Ryung, he needs more damage. And he's gonna find it. We'll find it. Prime does pull away. And Ryung hunting him down. He's making a choice. Okay, we're just going for it. we're just setting it. We're committing to the base trade. Let's go. Oh, as there's a recall. Yeah, Ryung, he plays the game of chicken. And Prome, he flinches. Prome, he does flinch. He recalls back home. Ryung setting up. Ooh, brutal tank shot. Yeah, tank boys going up. Nice retargeting here on the stalkers. And Ryung with those reinforcements, he should clean up all those charge lots. Yeah, the Zelts go down. GG gets called, and Ryung, he will pull this off. He will pull off the 2-base all-in and claim the series 3-0, qualifying for the closed qualifier. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Ryung, he will claim the series. Again, Prome, he did honestly here in game 3, he did a great job crippling Ryung, shutting down all those SCVs, getting into the mineral lines. But we did see in the aftermath of that, what did he go for? He did not go for the bait. He had the robot, but he didn't go for the bait. He didn't go for splash damage. He went for a second forge instead. He doubled down on a gateway composition, and we saw that Ryung, he was well set up against that. He did have the anti-armor missile to zone away the army. He had some nice Sim City with those bunkers. And again, Ryung, he was able to have his way with those charge lots. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations, Ryung. He will claim the series. He will advance on into the closed qualifier. Congratulations. And my condolences to Prome. He did a great job making it this far. Again, it was no easy feat to bring down a DRG. Not easy whatsoever. Congratulations. Congratulations. Does claim it. And Ryung is the first player to make it through the qualifiers. Tonight's qualifier even.